Welcome to the first episode of Probably Nothing. The pilot episode was a complete success in my eyes. In just 3 days, over 600 people subscribed to the channel, over 2,300 views and 142 hours of playback time generated. Thanks to each and everyone. Thanks to the people who gave suggestions and ideas for improvement. I will implement every little by little. Thanks to Rome, who also, like IOTAtalk.com, gives me the possibility to access his information around IOTA. If you are interested yourself, feel free to drop by on GitHub. Further, thanks go to John Irenicus, who also wants to help me by collecting news for the channel. For those of you who want to support the channel right now, please feel free to do so. Either with a donation in IOTA, the address is below in the description, or as QR code, with the ref links, or with Patreon. You can also find this link in the description. But now let's continue with the news. On Wednesday evening, Forbes Media published an article about IOTA. Forbes has about 75 million readers and gives IOTA the opportunity to present itself to a larger and newer audience. The article settles for the basics and introduces IOTA as a cryptocurrency. The main advantages include transaction cost, transaction speed and scaling, IOTA's energy efficiency and decentralization. Disadvantages of IOTA are also addressed, which unfortunately are not particularly or up to date and outdated. As at first point, the 1.5 million euro hack of 2020 is described. Unfortunately, it is not mentioned that at the time the wallet Trinity was used. It could also have been due to a third-party provider. The Firefly is currently used is mentioned further down rather accidentally. The second negative point says that IOTA is still in its infancy and success is not guaranteed. On the whole, we can be happy about the article and about the associated range. Hack in or out. Other large cryptos are losing more annually. When it comes to NFTs, IOTA is unbeatable, and why this is shown by a small experiment on SoonLabs. The most traded NFT costs only 1 IOTA and has had an incredible number of owners. This little gimmick is meant to illustrate the fee-free nature of IOTA. Just imagine if you sold this NFT 50 times back and forth on OpenSea. The fees will rise immeasurably. Anyone who wants to participate in this little gimmick is welcome to do so. They buy the NFT for 1 IOTA and then immediately sell it to the next person for 1 IOTA. In the pilot episode, we talked about the article about SSI's commitment issues and the NFTs. This very article made it to Twitter at CoinMarketCap as the article of the day. CoinMarketCap counts 5.2 million followers and shows once again that IOTA is noticed and deals with the right topics. Christoph Strandl from Software AG was also at the meeting for the EU about regulation, which we also discussed in the last video. On the whole, he is positive about the meeting and thinks that the new regulations will not come. However, this requires further efforts of all members. Dominik, who was also there, is also positive about the talk and is very confident about cryptocurrencies and Europe. However, he points out that the industry and politicians need to work better together. Communication is everything. On 28th of April, there are also an update for the smart contracts. In this update, Fitya describes that they want to make EVM more user-friendly. It is probably the last work and test carry out, since WASP runs on Internet Stardust network. Also, the key generations were implemented in Stardust. Otherwise, there were many improvements around smart contracts, the virtual machines, native NFT support, and clearly shows that the major work is done and we are on the home stretch for eventually Shimmer or Stardust and smart contracts. For all projects and content creators, IOTA Foundation has simplified its trademark policy. This is about the use of the official logos. Those who want to use such trademarks for their projects should take note of the update. You can find the link below in the description. In the new Moonaco Podcast episode, Matt Yager was the guest this time. Here the both talked about how energy efficient IOTA is. Matt finds mining very interesting, but the solutions are not so good. Mining will not survive in the long run thought, according to him. Also, he seems an incredible future for IOTA and DLT in general, as these will have a big impact on the market. Furthermore, they both talked that already in 2019 the talks with Dell started, and Dell was very excited about the possibilities that IOTA can offer, and there will be also some releases coming in the next few weeks. This will be shared on the official channels. Matt is really excited and looking forward to it, as we all are. The Alvarium project will probably be released already this year as well, at least Matt suspects so. Matt also talked about the project with Jaguar Land Rover, and the interesting thing is that Matt said that Jaguar Land Rover comes to IOTA on their own and wanted to work with IOTA Foundation. So the project is still alive. You can listen to the whole episode for free on Spotify. I want to make a small insert from the last week, and that is like below the open letter to the European Parliament. I forgot to do this in the last episode. Thanks to everyone who reminded me. Thursday night, the website Wotra Focus published a post about IOTA. There it describes a secure solution for all women and their data. It's mainly about female tech startups that offer solutions around female health like menstrual health, fertility, or general care for mothers. And according to their article, IOTA and DLT can provide various solutions and thus improve the lives of many women. A nice article in my opinion. On Twitter, Dan Sadao posted a graph showing migrated addresses by day of the week after a year of migration. What can you make out of it? Write in the comments below. The Digital Spring Summit starts on May the 5th. Regina Haschka-Helmer and Holger Köter will be appearing there on behalf on IOTA. This fair connects many industries and can be perceived as a springboard. The following companies are still represented: Fiverr, Telekom, Twitter, Bundesverband Digitale Wirtschaft, Twitch, Ergo Group, Clark, Adobe, and many more. We can be excited to see what can out of this. We keep our fingers crossed for them and hope for new partnerships and news. From 29th of April to the 2nd of May, you can vote on 4 proposals on Soonaverse in the group of IOTA Content DAO. These are proposals to introduce a newsletter, to remove the voting requirement for small expenses, proposal to handle different payment methods in the DAO treasury, and ICCD becomes a non-profit company in the Marshall Islands. All members of IOTA are encouraged to exercise the right to vote, so together we can guide and shape the future of IOTA. For all developers and programmers working with Visual Studio, take notice. @AB_Half has published an extension for the Visual Studio programming environment on Twitter. This extension frees developers from operational tasks and allows them to focus on developing logic and contracts. If they are running Ubuntu Rust developer, you can get your IOTA WASP smart contract development going. This plugin automatically installs a WASP node, creates chains and required code for smart contracts with one click. All German investors have a reason to rejoice again. The stacking holding period of 10 years has been removed from the BMF letter from last year. Thus, the holding period drops to 1 year. A new BMF letter is not yet available. Don't forget that this is not a tax advice, but only an info. For further questions, you have to go to your tax advisor. From the 2nd to the 5th of May, the Dell Technologies World takes place in Las Vegas. On Tuesday, the 4th of May, the topic will be Cryptomedia, the intersection of art, tech, and currency. There was no mention of IOTA, but since Dell is known to have a partnership with IOTA, it might not be uninteresting. This information would also overlap with that of Yager from Moonaco Podcast. Whenever in this context also something of the project Alvarium is presented, is not known to anyone. On 29th of April, the assembly stacking has also started. Check Firefly again if everything fits and have fun earning assembly every 10 seconds. Stronghold has also released an update on Friday. According to this team, it's close to the final release. A security audit was performed, which led to small improvements. We are sure to get another blog post about this from the IOTA Foundation, who will share more about the future of Stronghold. Earlier today, SoonLabs also published an article titled Fab5. There they talk about the story around the 5 founders and how their company came to be. The continuing tasks are also highlighted there. Among them, there are WAGMI Consulting, Unchained Tech, Re-Engineered Finance LLC and Shonuff Marketing. So if you are interested in the company structure and the founders, you should definitely read this short article. At the same time, Adam from Unchained Tech wrote a tweet where he was looking for developers. If you're a programmer and wants to work in a promising Web3 company, you should definitely apply there. The last thing I want to talk about is the NFTs. There's so much going on right now that you could fill a whole episode with it. Unfortunately, I can't present every update of the many projects. Nevertheless, you can win a lot of such NFTs by Twitter or Discord actions at the moment. Most of the time, it is enough to follow the channels or like or retweet the posts. A good example is TanglePay. They are currently cooperating with so many projects, including Moonaco Podcast, IOTA Punks, Magic Me Money, or the She Universe Saga. Shimmersy has come up with another way to generate attention with the IOTA bots. If you want to win there, you have to play a game on lumi.iotabots.io, which reminds of Lappybird. I must say it's more difficult than I thought, but some are better than me. Good luck to all, my record is not worth mentioning. Also, the interesting principle of DAOB can convince you. Here everyone creates along or in collaboration an own NFT, which can then be offered for sale. This puts it in the category of IOTA games. Currently, there are new partnerships every day among the many other NFT projects. Judging by this, we are just before the closed beta. All early supporters can test the game then. Magic Voodoo Cult is also among the hardworking creators. They will donate their first 90G of IOTA completely to the ICCD IOTA Content Creator DAO. So if you want to support two things at once, buy some NFT there. There are a new collection coming soon that you can redeem and use in the real world as well. The IOTA Beer Tab. Cheers. Furthermore, they run a lottery where you can still win something, and not only that, they are also started exclusive events with partners that one did not want to reveal to me. The variety of these projects shows how IOTA is developing outside of the technical side. The NFTs enrich the community and let it flourish. That's it for this episode. Thank you for your attention. IOTA is on a good path, the ecosystem is growing, you can see that well with the NFTs. The development is also going well. Statements like Matt's in the podcast give you courage to continue to invest in IOTA and stay in and support the ecosystem wherever possible. In my eyes, the price currently in no way reflects the development and future of IOTA, even if it really does not look good right now. And don't forget, this is not investment advice, just my opinion. April has washed ashore so many new projects, and I have a feeling that it's not a coincidence. All the projects are waiting for Shimmer and Stardust, and with so many projects published so hard now, it begs the question, how long until the release of Shimmer? All this was again, probably nothing.